Good morning, church. Mike here. Welcome to day 4 of our Journeying with Jesus through Holy Week. Now, before we start, I pray that you have your elements ready as we take communion together. Now, when you think of the Lord's Supper, do you think of it as a performance where we do all the work and Jesus does all the watching, or a ceremony in where we are on stage and God is the audience? You see, that's not what happened, and that's not what Jesus did. See, that night, Jesus instead fulfills his role as rabbi by guiding his disciples through the Passover, and he fulfilled his role as servant by washing their feet that night. See, Jesus was on center stage and the spotlight was on him. It still is. See, it's the Lord's table that we sit at, and it's the Lord's Supper that we eat. And just as Jesus prayed for his disciples, Jesus prays for us. And he calls us to the table. See, it's a holy invitation, a sacred sacrament, asking us to leave the chores of life and to enter his splendor. He meets us at the table, and when the bread is broken, it is Christ who breaks it. When the wine is poured, it is Christ who pours it. And when your burdens are lifted, it's because the King in the apron has drawn near. See, Jesus' final meal was filled with both joy and grief. And this special meal with his closest friends symbolized the suffering that he would soon endure. Luke tells it this way. When the hour came, Jesus and his apostles reclined at the table, and he said to them, I have eagerly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I tell you, I will not eat it again until it finds fulfillment in the kingdom of God. After taking the cup, he gave thanks and said, take this and divide it among you. For I tell you, I will not drink again from the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of God comes. And he took bread, he gave thanks, and he broke it and gave it to them, saying, this is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. And in the same way, after the supper, he took the cup, saying, this cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you. You may drink. Church, what does it mean to you that Jesus longs for your companionship as he anticipates and moves toward the cross? Has there been any resistance? Consider the posture with which you take communion. Are you remembering Jesus and what he's done for all who believe in him? I pray that we would ask God to deepen our understanding of and appreciation for the sacrifice Jesus made so that we could be reconciled to God. May our hearts live out the reality that because of the cross, we also have an open seat to Jesus' table.